welcome back to my channel. Today I'm finally doing a fitness video. I feel like I have not been on my channel talking about fitness in so long. Well, I don't feel like it actually has been. That's like facts. You know, and that's on Rona, honestly. Rona just came and she's made it real hard. But if you haven't checked out my last video, you should, because then you'll see that I was busy building an entire gym. So I did have a good excuse for this last couple weeks. As far as the rest of this year, I don't really have a solid excuse besides Rona. So anyways, that is the past. We are going to be moving forward. From here on out, I hope you're subscribed and you have your notification bells turned on, because I'm not going to be playing when it comes to this content. I'm so ready to be back. Like I said, I have eliminated all excuses. Now that I have my own place to train, and like I can just bring you guys these type of videos all the time. Sorry, I don't know why every time I go to get on camera, my voice just like wants to go out, like literally every time I turn the camera. I don't understand. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna be using my bands for some of these exercises here as like an alternative if, you know, maybe gyms aren't open near you and stuff like that. But like all these exercises can be done at home as well. Yeah, we're gonna be talking all about how to target that under booty. And before y'all come for me in the comments, because I can already foresee, I already see it. There's no such thing as an under booty. What is this talking about? You guys, you know, this is what you guys search for. Okay, this is what you guys search for. There's a lot of searches for how to target your under booty. So I'm here to give that to you guys and explain that technically there is no under booty. It's just the gluteus maximus, and then you have the medius, which there is technically like an upper glutes and a side glutes, but no under glutes. The under glutes is just going to be the gluteus maximus, which is the majority of the booty. So yeah, technically, while there is no specific like under booty muscle, there is a way to target that gluteus maximus and feel that burn right there in that under part of the muscle. So that's what I'm here to help you guys with today. So a lot of these exercises should be pretty familiar to you guys. We're going to be doing, you know, a mixture of compound like squats and deadlifts and stuff like that, but also I have some isolation exercises that I'm going to show you guys. So like I said, the exercises themselves should be pretty familiar, but what we're going to be really focusing on is how, you know, you can adjust them and change your stances and everything so that you can target a specific part of your muscle, because that is what we're trying to do here. That is the goal of this video. So yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and get on to the first exercise. Okay, so for the first exercise, it can't get any more basic than this. We're going to be starting off with squats. Now, actually, I'm thinking about doing another video just on squats, because your girl used to hate squats and now it's one of my favorite lifts ever. So I'm thinking about doing a fully dedicated video on that, because I feel like squats is such an important compound lift that a lot of people just go through it uncomfortably and just push through it, but they don't really like it. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you think that would be a good video idea, if you'd love to see that. But anyways, today what we're going to be doing as far as adjustments to make us feel this in our under booty is, number one, we are going to be elevating our heels. So if you're like me and, you know, not just for aesthetic purposes, I know wearing Chucks to the gym is cute, but honestly, when, you know, I'm training legs, Chucks are really comfortable for me in general. Besides when it comes to squats, that's when lifting shoes definitely makes more sense to me. Elevating your heels helps so much with not only just like the depth of your squat, but being able to sit back more in your squat if you have limited ankle mobility like me, which just means that like the front of your ankles get a little tight when you go to squat, and that will keep you from like going deeper and it just make a little uncomfortable. But try this for me. If you elevate your heels, what we're also going to be doing is widening our stance a little bit. I usually squat with a wider stance, but if you squat with a narrow stance, try to widen it a little bit, as well as turning your feet outwards. So turning your feet outwards, elevating your heels, and widening your stance are the three adjustments we're going to make to our regular squats, which is going to help us sit back more in our squat, get deeper in our squat, and really target our hamstrings and gluteus maximus. As well as when I come to the top, I squeeze my glutes. Now I know there's some controversy about whether you should squeeze your glutes or not squeeze your glutes. I don't know who came out with the like, you can't squeeze your glutes because it's bad. I don't know why, but I've seen a lot of comments in my videos and stuff. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I squeeze my glutes when I'm training my glutes for every single exercise that I do. That is how I keep my muscle to mind connection. That is the way I feel it more. I squeeze my glutes, okay? There's nothing wrong with contracting and squeezing your glutes. Nothing wrong at all. The problem that people have, I think, or maybe where they get it misconstrued, or what is not good, is when you're overextending like your hips forward. So a lot of times if you come up from a squat with your momentum and everything, you can thrust your hips forward, and that isn't good. That right there, you know, I can definitely say is not good. You know, to overextend either way is not good. You want to keep your body centered. If you're having that problem, it's probably because your core is not tight. So definitely check and make sure that your core is tight. But one thing I like to think about when squeezing my glutes that would really help if you struggle with pushing your hips forward and stuff is think about squeezing your glutes together as opposed to forward. Like squeezing your glutes together. Like if you have something in the middle of your glutes and you're trying to like crush it or something like that. I used to cheer and they used to tell us that all the time. Like act like you have something, I know this is really weird, but in between, and you have to squeeze really, really tight, because that is what you want to do. You want to tighten up in the center. You don't want to push forward or push back. I don't know how you would push back while squeezing your glutes, but anyways, squeeze your glutes together. So let's go over all of the tips for our squats and what is going to get us the maximum glute activation. Number one, we're going to elevate our heels if you don't have lifting shoes on, or if you have a flat sole like me. Number two, we're going to widen our stance. Number three, we're going to turn our feet outwards. And number four, we're going to squeeze at the top, okay? Squeeze at the top, sis. Okay, so the next exercise we're doing is cable kickback. Now, if you don't have like a cable machine or you can't get there, you can also do it with some resistance bands, you know, rose bands at that, you know. But what we're gonna do to kind of adjust this and make sure that we feel it a little bit more in the lower glutes, I like to, instead of opposed to like standing straight up, I either like to lean over on a bench or just lean over and grab something, but just still make sure, like I said, you're keeping your core tight and you're not like bending your back awkwardly and stuff. You wanna make sure it's a comfortable position. But I do like to lean forward, and then when I'm extending up, I like to come all the way up. And like I said, at the top, what am I doing? What are we doing, ladies? We're squeezing those glutes. So yeah, this one's really simple. I feel like when you're standing up, I feel it more personally in the top of my glutes and the gluteus medius area, and then leaning forward, if I'm doing it like to all the way, you know, on all fours and doing kickback, I feel it more in my lower glutes, or if I'm just leaning slightly forward. So like I said, I like to lean forward and then also make sure that I'm coming all the way to the top as far as possible, stretching that leg up as far as possible, and then squeezing the glutes at the top. So next we have the goat of glutes. Okay, we got hip thrusts. Now with these hip thrusts, I don't do hip thrusts without my band. I do not. I love doing my hip thrusts with a band in general because it just keeps that constant tension on your gluteus medius, which isn't what we're targeting today in this video, but it just, for an overall glute burn, like if you just want your glutes on fire, like you just want to not be able to walk, not sit on the toilet, get a band, okay? A strong band that you have to keep pushing your knees out towards as you're doing a hip thrust. I just feel like for me, I don't want to do hip thrusts if they ain't banded hip thrusts. I just don't want to do them. So anyways, throw the band in there for some extra intensity. But what we're really focusing on here with these hip thrusts is our feet placement. So the closer that your feet are to you, you're going to be able to get more range of motion, right? If they're closer to you, because you can get down lower. But if we move our feet out, actually, you're gonna feel it a whole lot more in your hamstrings and that lower glute part, opposed to like the normal stance, which you would normally have your feet at like a 90-degree angle. Try taking them out just a little bit, and I promise you guys, your hamstrings and your lower glutes are gonna be on fire. Now, let me just preface this by saying, if you're not trying to target your hamstrings, but you wanna target your lower glutes, good luck. I don't know how to make a video on that, because your hamstrings and your lower glutes, I mean, they're just like gonna pair together. And a lot of the movements that you do, you're gonna get a lot of hamstring work too. I personally love working out my hamstrings. I love a good beefy hamstring. We're trying to get thicky here, so I want to work out both. But anyways, like I said, if you're looking for a way to just target the bottom of your glutes without your hamstrings, it ain't in this video, sis. I don't know. Anyways, what are we on to? We're on to cable pull-throughs. For our cable pull-throughs, I like to widen my stance, also position my feet outwards as opposed to straight and narrow stance, because for cable pull-throughs, it's so important to be able to like get in there and like get low enough to get a good pull. So yeah, like I said, widening the stance just helps me get down lower. So yeah, that's really the main tip for cable pull-throughs. I don't really have much else to say, but you know what we're doing at the top. Did you say it? squeezing the glutes. Sis, squeezing the glutes, okay? Squeeze together, not forward, together, okay? Squeeze those glutes together. They're best friends. They sisters, okay? Hopefully they're sisters. Some of them be looking like friends, but that's another story. And if you need help on that, I could do a video on that too. Ooh, look at this, coming with the video ideas. But yeah, that's basically it for the cable pull-throughs. Just make sure your stance is wide enough to where you can get a deep pull. And then when you get up to the top, you're squeezing those glutes like you got something to lose, okay? I don't know what that meant. I really don't. Sometimes I say things and I just don't understand where they come from. Okay, the next one I'm so excited about because maybe this one won't be as familiar as all the other ones. This one is, I don't even know what it's called. We're gonna call it a yoga pull ball hamstring curl. That's what I called it. Basically what you're gonna do is you're gonna lay down and get a yoga ball, okay? This one is a lot harder than it looks. Do not knock it until you try it. Put the yoga ball under your feet, okay? Get on there. Make sure when you lift up, you're engaging and squeezing that core, because if not, girl, you're gonna be swinging all over the place and you're gonna look a fool if you're in the gym, okay? But if you're at home, go ahead, loosen your core and look crazy by yourself, but I didn't suggest that you do that, okay? So when you lift up, make sure you tighten your core, and then you're going to basically be curling your feet in. Like I said, it's a lot harder than it looks. Just make sure that you're keeping your butt up and you're squeezing your core, not letting that sink down. But you guys, this honestly, you will feel it a lot in your hamstrings, but if you're able to get that mind and muscle connection and really connect with your glutes as well, you'll definitely feel it in your glutes. And the adjustment for this that will help it target your glutes a little bit more is bringing the ball closer to you as opposed to having it really far. The further that you have it, I feel like it will target more of your hamstrings, but if you bring it in a little bit closer, you're able to like really squeeze your glutes and get your glutes engaged in this exercise. And like I said, do not knock it until you try it. This one is hard, okay? H-A-R-D-T, hard. Okay, so next we have if you don't follow me on Instagram, you should, because I actually put up a little question and I was like, what exercise you guys hate the most, like you wish you just didn't have to do? And surprisingly, a lot was like squats, which is why I want to do a video on that. But a lot of you guys were with me when you guys hate Bulgarian split squats. Bulgarian split squats and me, we got beat, okay? I can't do more than 6 without feeling like I'm gonna die. But they're so good. They're such a good exercise that you cannot not do them, okay? I'm pretty sure there's a better way to say that, but whatever. So what we're gonna do to target that gluteus maximus and make sure that you're really getting that under booty engaged is you're going to move your foot further away. Surprise, surprise. We're gonna be widening our stance. Move your foot further away. If it helps you and just to learn and like get in your head and help you use your heels, what I honestly do sometimes, like if I'm really fatigued and I need to make sure that I'm still using my heels, is I will lift my toes up. That way I know I'm putting all the pressure and pushing up through my heel. So it's something that you can try. I definitely feel, you know, you gotta be a little bit more advanced. You know, don't try to be pushing your toes up and you're falling all over the place, because, you know, that'll defeat the whole purpose. But yeah, give that a go if you feel like you only feel Bulgarian split squats in your quads. Now, even with doing this, I still feel the split squats in my quads. Like there's no way to kind of avoid that, because it's just an overall intense, super like effective leg workout, because you're on one leg, so it's going to take like all the muscles in your leg to get you up, and if you're holding weight, so if you still feel it in your quads, I mean, it's okay, you're gonna feel it in your, but making those little adjustments, I promise you will feel it a lot more in your glutes, your lower glutes at that, and your hamstrings. Alrighty, and we're on our last exercise, and for our last exercise we're going to be doing some sumo deadlifts. Now I personally feel like when I do it with dumbbells, I can target my lower glutes more, or really squeeze my glutes together more, as opposed to doing it with a barbell, and I'm usually doing heavier weight that way. And also, you know, I'm a short girl, so it's hard for me to just get the depth and everything like that. So I personally like doing it with dumbbells. You could try this with a barbell as well. What I've done is I've elevated, basically just elevated my platform, so not really my heels or my toes. I've just elevated my feet in general. That way I can just get down lower and get a deeper reach. But it's really, really important, again, to widen your stance and turn your feet out, and then squeeze those cheeks together when you come up on the sumo deadlifts. And this, again, like every other exercise, with making those adjustments, should really help you target that gluteus maximus. And like I mentioned before, you are going to feel this in your hamstrings. You are going to feel these workouts in your hamstrings. It's really nearly impossible to like just grow your glutes without having some type of leg growth. Now I know there's people who just don't want big legs, but like I'm all about the legs matching the booties. Anyhow, I hope this video was helpful for you guys. I had so much fun filming this video, finally getting back to the groove of things, and I'm so excited to bring you guys so much more new content. I'm not playing games, so, you know, hold me to my word, subscribe, turn on notification bells, all that good stuff. Follow your girl on Instagram, and yeah, I will see you guys in the next upload. Bye!